Well, welcome everyone. My name is Thomas Montgomery. I'm one of the co-founders of our nonprofit called Smart Money Alliance. We were put together by a team of current and former SBA and SBDC advisors, SCORE mentors, business bankers, and college business professors to assist small businesses in navigating the process to access capital. It's a little bit ironic that we're even needed, right? Because there's so many banks and so many credit unions across the country and so many online lenders. Why is there a problem that still needs to be solved? Well, without a doubt, most small businesses want to need additional capital to start, to grow, to reach their potential. But unfortunately, there are two barriers or two problems that, of course, we help solve that prevents most small businesses from accessing the capital that they need to start, to grow, to reach their potential. Number one is most small business owners don't know what the right type of capital is based upon their mitigating circumstances. It's not one size fits all. Again, I used to work for the SBA up until July of last year of 2019. And even with the SBA, there are multiple different loans, each of them for different purposes. Each of them have different underwriting criteria. And even with that, many people misconstrue. They think, oh, you have to be in business 2 years to get an SBA loan. That's hogwash. That's not true at all. So the first barrier that keeps most small businesses from accessing capital, which is one of the elements that we help resolve, is we need to figure out what the right type of capital is based upon the client's mitigating circumstances. The second problem that most small business owners have that keep them from accessing capital is they frankly don't meet the underwriting criteria. Now, of course, addressing number one first, if you're on to the right track, in other words, pursuing the right type of capital, that's going to help a lot. But we still have to meet the underwriting criteria. It's not a mystery. Think about if you've bought a home before and financed it with a mortgage. There are many different types of mortgages. There are FHA and USDA, conventional, jumbo. You have to figure out, based upon you and the property you want to buy, what is the right type of mortgage? Well, that's what we're doing on the business side, is identifying the right type of capital based upon the mitigating circumstances of the client, and then secondly, helping work with them to meet the underwriting criteria. And I wouldn't call it tricks or strategies or even myths, but there's just a lot of misinformation. And one of the things that we want to try to do whenever possible is access capital under the EIN of the business, under the employer identification number, under business credit, if you will. And so again, that's a mistake or an oversight many small businesses make. What I want to do is quickly show you our website so you know where you can follow up to get additional resources, and then also invite you to participate. We have received grant funding. It does not necessarily make everything that we do free, but it certainly is grant subsidized. So it's so close to being free that price won't be an issue. So our website, smartmoneyalliance.org, and it's demonstrated here. We do a fair amount of financial literacy, and that is both for individuals, what we call personal financial literacy, and business financial literacy. We're looking for more people to go out and help teach this in person and online through churches and chambers and co-working spaces, business organizations, business associations. We actually have a new campaign specifically focused on minority-owned businesses and improving financial literacy in that space. So you can see that here on the website. If you would consider helping us go out and teach some of these courses in person or online, let us know. All we need to do is knock out a background check, and we can get you trained. We have a great train-the-trainer program. The 4-week Access to Capital program is precisely what I want to focus a few minutes on, because this probably is going to be the starting point, the best starting point for most small businesses. Now, There's an embedded YouTube on that page you can go listen to and learn more about. Parts of the program are available in English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. And again, if you decide to participate after we describe it all, you can click on this link, and frankly, it'll take you over to the Contact Us page to give us your contact information, and then we'll send you a DocuSign so you can execute it. Now, in terms of the 4-week program, what we're going to do, and let me scroll down and show you here, is we're going to essentially do 2 things. We're going to build a loan package. And I know you're sitting there listening to this and saying, well, I don't really want a loan package. I just want funding for my business. Well, you're missing the prerequisite. We need to figure out what the right type of capital is for your business. And then we have to meet the underwriting criteria. Remember, we talked about that a few minutes ago. So a loan package is what we need for business funding. Now, if you just want a personal loan, you can just go down and apply for a personal loan or a payday loan or whatever you want to do. But if you want a business loan, we need a loan package. Now, you see that it references investors as well, because it may be that you want money that you don't have to pay back. You want an injection of capital from an equity investor rather than borrowing money. The same process is applicable. So what we're going to do is help create a 1-page pitch sheet, an executive summary. We're going to do the opportunity description. So what's the problem? Like for our business or our organization, we're solving a problem that's twofold. Most small business owners don't have access to capital, and there's inadequate financial literacy. So we're going to work together to build financial literacy and increase access to capital. So that's the problem, and then the solution I just referenced. So this isn't what your problem is, I need money. This is what's the world's problem or your community's problem that you're trying to solve, and then how do you propose to solve it? Who is your target market? Obviously, we're not talking about discriminating against anyone, but you probably have a target market. Is it men? Is it women? Is it young? Is it old? Is it rich? Is it poor? Are there other demographic factors that identify who your target market is? We need to know who your target market is, because if we just try to market to all 300 million plus Americans, you're going to have an awfully big budget that would cost too much. So we need to know who our target market is, and we're going to help put together a competitive analysis. The execution part, the marketing plan, the sales plan, the operational plan, setting up key milestones. What you can see here is this is a really good internal process to go through to help vet through your ideas and your business model, but also it's important for the reader who's making a decision. Do they want to give you money, right? So the loan package is great internal, it's essential external. Company information, who are the owners, whether it's just you or if there's others involved. Management team, maybe just you, maybe you have a whole management team. We need to capture those bios and instill confidence that we are qualified to do what we're proposing to do, what we want money for, as well as outside advisors. The financial plan, we're going to put together a 36-month projection looking at key assumptions, revenue, expenses, profitability, how we're going to use the funds. This is one of the most common mistakes that we see small businesses struggle with. They'll just say, well, I want $100,000. Well, we can't just go ask for a business loan for $100,000. We need to specify, well, what are we going to use it for? And by having that $100,000 and using it that way, what's that going to mean to our business and our growth? Because to no surprise, if you're looking to borrow money, they want to have confidence that you'll be able to pay it back. If you don't want to borrow money, you just want an injection of equity-based capital, they still want to know, how is this going to help the business grow and become more profitable? And then where do we propose those funds to come from? Again, we're helping you with all of this. Financial statements are more of the historical. So the financial plan, looking forward 36 months. Financial statements is retroactive, historical. What is our income statement thus far this year, our balance sheet as of now, cash flow statement. If you have a startup, you may not have any of these. I understand that. So it's not, oh, if you don't have this, then it won't work. But we are putting together a comprehensive loan package to determine what the right type of capital is, and then we'll talk about getting funding in just a second. Industry-specific benchmarking is so important. Mr. Wood is one of our guests on the webinar right now, and he and I have talked about this. It's interesting. So many small businesses will have a passion, a dream, they have that excitement, but they've not necessarily refined that down into proper business planning. So let's say we're going to start a laundromat, because the problem in our community is that there's not a laundromat. So the residents of our community that do not have washers and or dryers at home don't have a way to have clean clothes. So there's a problem. The closest laundromat is 30 minutes away, and there's no public transportation to get them there. So what is our solution? It's to open up a full service laundromat in our community that's going to be open, I'm just making this up, 24 hours a day to allow for everyone's schedule. Who's our target market? It's individuals that live within a 5 or 7 mile radius that don't have a washer and dryer at home. And so you can see where we're going with it. The point is, if we're going to put together a request for capital for this hypothetical laundromat, we need to estimate what type of profit we think we might generate from it. And if we throw out numbers that are outlandish, so let's say that the industry profit margin averages 12%, and we say, oh, we're going to have 88% profit margin. Well, either we've created a much better model, a better mousetrap, a better laundromat, or we're disconnected with reality. We don't even know how the industry overall is performing. So that's part of what we're going to do, is literally create benchmarks. So these numbers are sound and valid, both for internal planning purposes, but ultimately for the external audiences who are looking at this and deciding if they want to give us money or not. We can also integrate in from QuickBooks if you're using that. So in general, that's step one, is putting together the package. This takes 4 weeks. That's why it's called the 4-week program, about a month. Could take a little less, could take a little more, but around 4 weeks. Then we scroll down, and from that, then we're going to be able to propose a capital match. So from that perspective, we can let you know what the right type of capital appears to be based upon your circumstances. We have a good number and a growing number of banks and lending institutions that are involved with business funding, and all of these do offer funding under the EIN, which is what we talked about earlier. So let's go back up to the top. 4-week access to capital program we just went through. Career opportunities, if you're interested in maybe collaborating with us, we've received a workforce grant. There's free training there and a lot of other resources that you can skim through if you care to. And then the contact us. So if you're interested in getting started with the 4-week access to capital, we were back here, you click on this button and it takes you to the contact us page. And so to no surprise, you put in your name, where you live, your email, your telephone. You click that top box to let us know you're interested in that, who you're referred by, any additional message. Hit the send. That comes to us, and typically same day or next business day, then we would send to you a DocuSign that you would initial off on, and we'd be able to get started. So that's what I wanted to cover with you today, is to help you understand a little bit more about who we are and why we're here, the important role we have, the ability to collaborate if you're looking to earn extra income, to replace your current career, or to supplement it, a side gig, if you will, or if you just want to help other people, we can collaborate on the career side. But most importantly, what I wanted to cover today is helping you understand the 4-week access to capital program. It's not free, but it is heavily subsidized, and it's nearly free. So with that being said, thank you for your time. We encourage you to get back with whomever had invited you to learn more about the Smart Money Alliance and our resources, and we look forward to helping you build your loan package and helping you with your capital raise. Thank you so much. Have a great day.